everybody, and my first guest. Thrilled she's here. She's an Academy Award-nominated actress who's now starring in the new film The Other Boleyn Girl, which opens in theaters tomorrow. Please welcome Natalie Portman. Beautiful as always.
Thank you. You look handsome as always.
Well, I don't always look this good. It's the pedicure. But thank you for being here.
I wish you actually were barefoot under there.
No, you don't want to see the old web toe.
Ooh.
Big turnoff for this crowd and the ladies.
Good for the mermaids.
Yeah.
Right?
I can get through the water so fast. But other than that, it's very sad. I want to congratulate you before we get started, because I haven't seen you in a little while. And since the last time I saw you, you won a Golden Globe, which is very impressive, but the most impressive part, you beat out Meryl Streep to get the Golden Globe. That's impossible. How did that happen? I mean, good for you, and you deserve it.
Yeah, it was kind of...
I would think whenever you're up against Meryl Streep, it's just like, well, I won't even show up, you know?
Exactly. That's how I felt. And I worked with her. I was lucky enough to work with her in a play here in New York. And so when I saw her at the Globes, I, like, bumped into her and was kind of jokingly like, you're going down. And then she actually did go down, and I was like,
see, it's funny if then she wins. But when you're like, you're going down, Streep, you're going out, and then you win, that makes you look terrible.
Kind of embarrassing, yeah.
And then you held the Globe in front of her face and taunted her.
Exactly.
That's not good. Now, I want to ask you something. It's a big part of your career, which a lot of people don't know about, but is promotion. You know, you work hard on the movie, and everybody knows that, but then you go places, you do a million print interviews, you come on shows like this. How do you, and I've noticed you always look loose and like you're having fun.
Thanks.
How do you keep it loose? How do you keep it fun from just becoming repetitive? And
well, I don't know. I guess it is kind of repetitive a lot of the times, but my publicist tries to do this thing where you have to, like, she'll say a word right before you do, because we do these junkets where you have to sit in a room and do like 50 interviews in a row that are 4 minutes each, and they all ask you exactly the same questions. So she's like, try and get the word diaper in there. And, like, she throws out, like, some random word.
It's like a fun game, like a bet. Yeah.
Exactly. Like, and try and incorporate it into your answer. And it kind of messes me up all the time because you're trying to...
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of your interviews are you just talk a lot about diapers.
All the time. It's weird.
But I mean, I think that would be fun. It'd be fun for your publicist, but you're trying to talk about the movie, and you're like, I still haven't worked diaper in.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, Anne Boleyn at the guillotine was really wetting her diaper.
Yeah. I can work it in easily to almost any conversation, but I'm an immature ass. You had a United Kingdom premiere for this movie.
A royal premiere.
A royal premiere, and the royals were there at the premiere. I've always heard that when you're going to meet the royals or interact with them, there are rules. That it's not just, slap them 5 or whatever. There's
like this whole protocol letter that they send you before, and they're like, you must address him by sir and her by ma'am, which rhymes with spam. Like, they write that in the letter.
They write you...
Ma'am, which rhymes with spam.
Why do they need to tell you? What other way is there to say it?
Well, I guess some people would say mom.
Right.
In Britain, I guess they would say mom, like M-A-R-M or something.
So they say, they tell you how to pronounce it. Are you allowed to talk to them sort of informally at all?
You can only answer questions, but you can't ask any questions.
That's how it works for me here, too. If anyone ever says, and how are you? Don't you speak! Portman, you will answer my questions. You will do it now. So is it fun? I mean, first of all, who had you met before? I know that you met Prince Charles.
I met Prince Charles once at the royal premiere for the first Star Wars.
Right.
Which was, he asked me, because, you know, they have, like, one question. They're sort of prepared, so they know, like, one tidbit about every person.
Right.
He asked me, he said, oh, were you in the original films? And I was like... not so much.
Yes, I'm 58 years old.
Plastic surgery.
You should have just hit him in the forehead. What are you thinking? Yeah. Well, he's not. You know, he's not really thinking about it hard. But it must be really fun, I would think, to do that.
It's kind of hysterical with like the whole trumpets and.
They really do that?
They have trumpets.
They go like, and
totally.
People, right. Wow, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's pretty foreign coming, you know, to think that your tax money goes to pay for someone to like have trumpets call for them. And
I hope our tax money isn't going for that crap.
it probably does.
It'd be great if American taxpayers figured out we're supporting the King and Queen of England. You know, what the hell? You know, it's for trumpets for the King and Queen of England. Come on. You know what's amazing? I want to talk about this movie because I thought I knew something about this. I thought I knew this story because, you know, I knew that, okay, Anne Boleyn married to Henry VIII. He decides he wants out, chops her head off. We all learned that in school. But there's so much more to the story, and it's a fascinating story.
Thanks.
And at the same time, it's a racy story. I mean, there's a lot of racy. Sounds like something my grandfather would say. You know, pretty racy story there. But you and Scarlett Johansson, there's a lot of, it's very romantic, but very erotic at the same time.
Sibling rivalry. And
yeah.
all kinds of...
You guys are competing for the affections of the king. So it was kind of neat because I was watching the movie and I was like, I'm learning and it's sexy. Which didn't happen a lot when I was in school.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's very history through porn.
Did you? That's, yeah.
It is.
Well, that should be.
We'd all know everything, if only.
Why didn't you use that on the poster?
Exactly.
The other Boleyn girl. History through porn. Lines around the block. Well, it is a fascinating story. I don't know how much you want me to give away because I don't want to ruin it for people. But this is the story. Basically, you play Anne Boleyn, and Scarlett Johansson is your sister, and you are both rivals for Henry VIII's affections.
Right.
And I know we have a clip here. What do we need to know for this clip?
Well, Anne is sort of banished for being cheeky with the king, and so this is her big return to court when he's sort of saying, "Oh, are you good enough to come back to court?"
Right, and he's sort of interested in her, but he's not sure. And this is where, and you've got a sharp tongue, yeah. Which is, let's take a look at this clip from the other Boleyn girl.
A great king, a great man, rises above such things.
And what would you know of great men?
I've read enough books and heard enough talk to believe I'd know one if he were before me.
Then look about you. I'm curious. Do you see one here?
Looking, my lord. Still looking, my lord. Ah, there. Found one.
She's got guts. I have to ask you one question before we go to commercial. I just have to ask you one question. There's a rumor out there, and I just have to ask you that that there's this rumor that's going around, and it's just sounded like such a cool idea that you were going to do a movie, or that you were offered a movie directed by Jet Li, where it's a kung fu version of Snow White.
It's
and
true.
I heard that, and I was like, Jet Li, kung fu version of Snow White, that's the greatest thing I've ever heard. You and 7 ninjas and like just...
I mean, it exists, and it was offered. I'm not planning to do it, but... But it is a fantastic idea. Let's do kung fu versions of every fairy tale.
All right, I'm going to convince you to do it, and you're going to come back and promote that film.
Maybe you can be in it.
Yes! Which one would I be? Webb Toey. The unknown little guy. The Other Boleyn Girl, you should see this. It's a great movie. Opens in theaters tomorrow. Natalie Portman, so nice to see you again. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Yeah. We'll be right back. Robert Schimmel's here. Stick around.